If you enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. Spectre is a 2015 spy film and the 24th in the James Bond series, produced by Eon Productions. Directed by Sam Mendes and written by Neal Purvis, Robert Reid, John Logan and Jez Butterworth, it stars Daniel Craig as Bond alongside Christoph Waltz, Léa Seydoux, Whishaw, Naomie Harris, Bautista, Monica Bellucci and Ralph Fiennes. It was distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. In the film, Bond learns of Spectre, an international crime organization led by Ernst Stavro Blofeld, played by Christoph Waltz. Despite initially stating he would not direct Spectre, Mendes confirmed his return in 2014 after Nicholas Winding Refn declined to direct. Mendes became the first to direct successive James Bond films since John Glenn. The inclusion of Spectre and its associated characters marked the end of the Thunderball controversy, in which Kevin McClory and Fleming were embroiled in a lengthy legal dispute over the film's right to the novel. Spectre is the first film to feature these elements since Diamonds Are Forever in 1971. Following the Sony Pictures hack, it was revealed that Sony and Eon clashed regarding finance, stunts, and filming locations. Spectre is estimated to have a final budget of $245 to $300 million, making it one of the most expensive films ever made. Principal photography began in December 2014 and lasted until July 2015, with filming locations including Austria, the United Kingdom, Italy, Morocco, and Mexico. Spectre premiered at the Royal Albert Hall on the 26th of October 2015 and was theatrically released in the conventional and IMAX formats in the United Kingdom that day, and in the United States on November 6th. The film received mixed reviews from critics who praised the action sequences, cast performances, particularly that of Craig's and Bautista's, and the musical score, but criticized the pacing and the formulaic narrative decisions. It grossed $880 million worldwide, making it the sixth highest-grossing film of 2015 and the second highest-grossing James Bond film after Skyfall, unadjusted for inflation. With the acquisition of the rights to Spectre and its associated characters, Purvis and Wade revealed that the film would provide a minor retcon to the continuity of the previous films, with the Quantum organization alluded to in Casino Royale and introduced in Quantum of Solace reimagined as a division within Spectre, rather than an independent organization which is implied to be no longer active by the film's events. The plot to Spectre also linked the events of Skyfall to Craig's first two Bond films by revealing the antagonist Ralph Silver to be associated with Spectre, reverting Skyfall's initial solo story status. Various plot ideas were discussed and discarded during the writing process. Ralph Fiennes revealed in a 2021 podcast interview that at one stage Sam Mendes suggested a plot twist, revealing M to be the villain, which Fiennes vetoed. Another draft by John Logan had MI6 Chief of Staff Bill Tanner uncovered as a Spectre mole. Despite an original story, Spectre draws off Ian Fleming's source material, most notably the character of Franz Oberhauser, played here by Christoph Waltz, and his father Hans. Hans Oberhauser is a background character in the short story of Octopussy, from the Octopussy and the Living Daylights collection, and is named in the film as having been a temporary legal guardian of a young Bond in 1983. This inspired Mendes, who conceived the idea of a natural child who had been pushed out like a cuckoo in the nest by Bond, which of course became Franz, therefore creating a link between Franz Oberhauser, who of course later becomes Ernst Stavro Blofeld, and James Bond. The main cast were revealed in December 2014 at the 007 stage at Pinewood Studios. Daniel Craig returned for his fourth appearance as James Bond, with Ralph Fiennes, Naomie Harris and Ben Whishaw reprising their roles as M, Miss Moneypenny and Q respectively. Rory Kinnear also reprised his role as Bill Tanner in his third appearance in the series. Christoph Waltz was then cast in the role of Franz Oberhauser, though he refused to comment on the nature of the part. It was later revealed in the film's release that he, of course, is Ernst Stavro Blofeld, Bond's main antagonist. Waltz got interested in the film for the dealing with technologically assisted mass surveillance, speaking about relevant social issues in a way that few Bonds have done before, and denied rumours that the role was written specifically for him, but added that when I came on board, the role grew, evolved, and mutated. Bautista was cast as Mr. Hinks after producers sought an actor with a background in contact sports. The character has only one line in the entire film, which is shit. Sam Mendes thought the silent nature would drive Bautista away, but the lifelong Bond fan expressed interest in reviving the quiet henchman archetype of characters such as Jaws. Bautista's performance was inspired mostly by Oddjob from Goldfinger, and said not talking created an acting challenge, trying to find this way where I'm actually going to have to speak without speaking, he would later say. Mendes sought out a more experienced actor for the role of Madeleine Swann, ultimately casting Léa Seydoux in the role. Monica Bellucci joined the cast as Lucia Sciarra. At the age of 50, was the oldest actress to be cast as a Bond girl. She had previously auditioned for the role of Paris Carver in Tomorrow Never Dies, but was passed over in favour of Terry Hatcher. Jesper Christensen also reprised his role as Mr. White from Casino Royale. In February 2015, over 1,500 background artists were hired for the pre-title sequence set in Mexico, though they were replicated in the film, giving the effect of around 10,000 extras. Thomas Newman returned as Spectre's composer. The English band Radiohead were commissioned to write the title song and submitted Man of War, an unreleased song written in the 1990s. It was rejected as it had not been written for the film and so was ineligible for the Academy Award for Best Original Song. Radiohead recorded another song for the film called Spectre, but this was also rejected as being too melancholy. In September 2015, Eon announced that Sam Smith had recorded the title theme song Writings on the Wall. Smith reported writing the song in a single session with regular collaborator Jimmy Napes in under half an hour before recording a demo. Satisfied with the quality, the filmmakers used the demo in the final release. Writings on the Wall was released on download on 25th of September 2015. It received mixed reviews from critics and fans, particularly in comparison to Adele's Skyfall, leading to Shirley Bassey trending on Twitter on the day it was released. Despite the mixed reception, it became the first Bond theme to reach number 1 on the UK singles chart, and the second to win the Academy Award for Best Original Song, and the fifth to be nominated. It also won a Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song at the 73rd Golden Globe Awards. As part of the marketing campaign, the Williams F1 team carried the 007 logo on their cars at the 2015 Mexican Grand Prix, with the team playing host to the cast and the crew ahead of the Mexican premiere of the film. Now, unfortunately, as seemed to be a running theme with the Daniel Craig interpretation of James Bond, this film was a miss. As I said before, the odd-numbered ones were great. The even-numbered ones, however, like Quantum of Solace, just didn't hit the mark. The problem isn't Craig. He does his best with the character, and is as rugged and intense as ever. He once again brings a depth and vulnerability to the character, making Bond feel more human and relatable. One of the massive disappointments, though, has to be, unfortunately, Christoph Waltz. Waltz is a phenomenal actor, and is particularly good at playing the bad guy. But for some reason, this portrayal as the iconic Ernst Stavro Blofeld just felt flat and was disappointing. I think it was more in the writing of the character's motives and backstory, which may not have lived up to the expectations going into this film. Léa Seydoux plays Madeleine Swann very well, and her chemistry with Craig added depth to the film as this complicated romantic interest. Look, the film is visually stunning, with some breathtaking cinematography and action sequences. The opening sequence in particular during the Day of the Dead Festival in Mexico City is one of those that really stands out and is most impressive. One thing I also loved was the song Writings on the Wall. I'm a big Sam Smith fan, and I think his voice adds beautifully to this excellent song. The film explores themes of identity, betrayal, and the consequences of one's actions. It delves into Bond's past and the idea of a shadowy organization manipulating world events. While attempts to tie together the previous Daniel Craig Bond films, I found that the story was overreaching somewhat and was very convoluted. As good as Skyfall was with Sam Mendes at the helm, this film just falls flat. It's almost like they were trying too hard and got lost along the way. I actually think that getting the rights now to Thunderball and reintroducing the Spectre organization is what actually damaged this film. Look, the action sequences are excellent and there are strong performances, but the plot is lacking. And the reintroduction here of Blofeld and Spectre were just disappointing. This is a film that promised so much, but really just failed to deliver. And with a running time of nearly 2.5 hours, the film just overstays its welcome, and just felt like a complete and utter letdown. With its over-bloated plot, disappointing use of the famous Spectre and Ernst Stavro Blofeld, and failing to meet upon its fantastic expectations heading into it, Spectre gets a 6 out of 10.